We are live in downtown Jackson, or just off of downtown Jackson, to the east a bit, not too far from the Pearl River. We're at the Mississippi Trade Mart. That's where we are on the Mississippi Fairgrounds. We're here for Build Mississippi Remote. We're pleased to welcome now Brent Bean, the president of Build Mississippi. Hey, Brent, thanks for coming on.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Let me get your volume here. Yep, I'm good. Good to see you. Man, thanks for coming on. I walked in there a minute ago, and those youngsters they're working as busy as bees, as the saying goes, building, huh?
They are going hard and going strong. Some of them got started yesterday afternoon, and we're really excited to be able to give these young people the opportunity to put the skills that they're learning in their programs, put them up to show. We've got the grandstands out there and some audience watching them, and a lot of contractors coming through and set up at the Career Expo. So really giving these young people the opportunity to show what they've been learning the last couple of years in their construction programs.
It seems like they really have a lot of fun doing this too, don't they?
They do. They're enjoying it. It's always good to have a little competition, and whether it's athletics and on the football field, or building sheds out here, or welding fire pits, to compete against somebody that's across town or across the state, go head to head with somebody. Competition brings out the best of all of us, and they really seem to be having a good time out there.
What's the goal, Brent? What are you trying to do?
So our main goal is we want these young people that are in these trade programs across the state to understand the opportunity that's available to them in the state of Mississippi as far as a career. And, for the longest time, our education system was built in a manner that you got to graduate, you got to score high on this test, you got to go to a 4-year university. That's what success looks like.
Yeah.
And that's just not the truth. That is what success looks like for some people, but that's not the only opportunity for everyone that's out there. So, our main goal is to let young people across the state understand you can have a great career in construction, and you can do it right here in Mississippi. You don't have to leave the state. And, one of the things that we tied into it this year that is going on right now, and it seems to be going really great for us, is we have a career expo that's going on in the West Bay down there. So we've got 25 contractors across the state, whether it's GCs like Thrash Construction, or road builders and bridges with Key Constructors, or Synergy Electric. We've got commercial contractors, Yates, that are down here so that they can firsthand, talk to these young people about the opportunities that are available for them in the state, but also recruit them. We have job offers going out. We've got a couple of young people that are down there with these companies today, able to talk to these current students and tell them, hey, last year I was competing in this, and Key Constructors offered me a job on this day, and now I'm still working for them, and this is what my life has turned out for, in the direction that's headed. So really we want to celebrate these people that are in this, these students, and let them know, hey, there's a great opportunity. If you like what you're doing, you enjoy building things with your hands, you can have a great career doing that.
I think it's probably fair to say, is it not, Brent, that virtually every company engaged in the construction industry in the state of Mississippi is looking for people, looking for help?
Everybody is looking for help, looking for people that want to show up on time and put in a hard day's work, and then turn around and do it again tomorrow. And, that's one of the things that we're trying to instill in these young people as well, that, not just to be able to have the skills to go out and do and build, but, what a day's work is like.
Yeah.
They need to understand that. And, some of these younger generations, they don't know that. They haven't had to do that. Like some of us grew up, you had to go to work or part-time in the summer. So that's something that, we need to instill in them. I tell people all the time, don't judge this generation if they don't know. Nobody may have told them, and that's on us. We need to not only teach them how to cut rafters, but we also need to teach them, what a good day's work is like. But you're right. the contractors across the state need people from laborers to builders to the superintendents and project managers. One of the things that we are always trying to make sure that people are aware of across the state, not just our students, but our teachers and our parents and grandparents. You see in the news, AWS is coming, and the new data center in Meridian, and all of these great things that are coming. Well, somebody has to build that for them.
Yeah.
And, before AWS was ever announced, there were groups of us, Accelerate Mississippi and others, that we went up to Seattle and was meeting with AWS, and they're like, yes, we're going to have 1,000 people employed in these data centers when we have, but this is how many electricians we need. This is how many HVAC technicians we need. This is how many plumbers we need in order to run the infrastructure and to build the building. And, that's something that sometimes may get lost and forgotten in the news is, these manufacturing jobs are coming and they're great and they're going to be great paying jobs, but before they are available, somebody's got to build it. Somebody's got to pave the roads to it, to put the parking lots and build the walls and put the air conditioning unit in there. So, and these are great paying jobs. And one of the things that the commercial construction industry has done such a good job of the last 5 to 10 years is realizing, yes, we have to pay our people better, but also we've got to have competitive benefits. We've got to have insurance and 401k and retirement. And one of the biggest things that our contractors have implemented and realized with some of this younger generation, above all of that, you got to have good PTO and time off available for these people.
Yeah.
They want to come in and work and earn a great living, but they also want to be able to have time away with their family and go on a vacation or go to the beach. And that's something that these commercial contractors have realized and, have stepped their game up to invest in the future workforce.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And of course, the employers, they're fully aware of that as they're all competing for limited talent. They all need them. And so when you've got a tight job market like that, they respond but with higher pay and greater benefits, and it creates a lot of healthy competition, and the employees or prospective employees, they're the winners in that situation.
Absolutely.
You need to have your skills ready to go.
Yeah, that's a great thing about capitalism, right?
Exactly.
That's why we're fans of it. But, you mentioned how the contractors, may go head-to-head with each other, and that's what makes today so unique and so cool is that we have a Yates Construction and a Thrash Construction and a Coda Ray right beside each other that, out in the real world and out in the business world, they're competitors. But today, they're coming together and supporting each other to support these young people.
Yeah.
And like, hey, we know as GCs that, if we're investing in the future workforce, it's going to benefit all of us.
Yeah, and as you said, I remember this distinctly last year, Brent. They were cutting deals on the floor with future employees, were they not?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know that we had a handful of young people that were offered jobs and said, hey, when you graduate in 5 or 6 weeks, we have a job ready for you. And that's what's so really cool is some of those young people are in here today and they're now wearing, a Key Constructors shirt now because they got a job offer when they were down here competing last year, and now they're working. So really cool to see that go full circle.
On the C Spire text line, which is 601-879-4395, Mike from New Albany says, my son is 21 and went to work in commercial HVAC and has his own crew in charge of work, and he's on his way up in the company. So there you go.
That's awesome, and I'm glad he sent that. So that's coming firsthand, not just from me, but that is something that's available in the construction world that not all industries offer, where you can start at the bottom, and if you have the will and the desire, you can have your own business one day, and now you're hiring people to do the work for. Absolutely. Yeah. Most of the guys in there, you say, I was working for, Atco Electric 30 years ago, and I branched off, and now I have my own company, and I got 50 employees.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Brent, Appreciate you coming on. Thanks for having us here today. Always good to see these incredibly industrious youngsters come in here and work with their hands and do such marvelous work. And I think so many of them have very promising careers in front of them because of the good work you guys do.
Well, thank you. Thank you for spotlighting them.
You got it. We're coming right back, folks. The Element Well Studio, once again at the Mississippi Trade Mart on the fairgrounds of the state of Mississippi. Stay with us.